Hey, whisper to me. Hi, Pat L. Hi, Jessica. Hey, Lisa H. Sorry I'm late. Hi, Laura. I was trying to finish today's testimony with Todd, and I lost a lot of time because I had to go. I went down to New Jersey and back, and I got back not too late. I was back by like, oh boy. I even stopped at ShopRite and Dollar Tree. But do you know there's no Dollar Trees in New Jersey? I mean, I'm sure there are, but not anywhere where we were. My sister's like, no, there are none down here. Hey, Leaping Lizard. Hi, Pauline. Hi, Mystery Truth Seeker. Hi, Flower Girl. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Maria. Kitty Cats. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Linda. CYNT. Hi, Nanette. Hi, Laura. Who else did I miss? Mandy Hall. Hello. Hey, J Bells. Hey, Pauline. So, hi, Mary Warren. So I didn't get back to it, but I've been listening and taking notes, and I'm like, then they just put Todd on the stand, and I'm like, this is going to be another hour at least, and it's 2 o'clock. So I just had to, I was surprised, Pat, but I didn't get through much of his. I got through everything else. Hey, Crazy Cat Lady, I've been thinking about you. I pray for you all the time. I was wondering where you were last night. I was thinking about it especially. It's good to see you. How are you doing? Hi, Ethel. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Liz. Hi, Scarlet Rain. Who else do we have? Karen. Hello, Stephanie. Diana. Hi, Sandy. Oh, Evie, I'm so sorry about your aunt there. Evie's aunt passed away, so give her your condolences. Sorry to hear that, Evie. You're in our prayers. Wanted to cover the trial, but it's 3 hours away from me. Oh, no, oh, okay, not that, Nikki. Hi, Wildlife. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Bergstrong. Hi, Carla. Hi, Patty and Jack. You watched it all, Al. I think he is not guilty, you say, Pauline. Okay. Hi, Danielle. I was down in New Jersey today, Danielle. Hi, the Bryan clan. You don't know what to think. Hi, Veronica Hart. Hi, Deb on the Move. Hi, Karen. I got Joe Glover. Hi. I know, but my sister was like, we had a chop because she has to get to work at 8 in the morning. So you should see, she didn't even want to let me run into Michael's for a minute. She stayed in my van. And I'm like, you're going to stay in the van? And she's like, yeah, hurry up, chop. Okay, so I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I didn't get to go to IKEA or anything. There was even a Tuesday morning. I'm like, there's a Tuesday morning there? We did go by, you know, our old schools and all that stuff. She only let me go. She only let us go to eat something, and then she let me run into Michael's if I promised to be really snappy. It was not. I wanted to go so many other places. She is my older sister. Yeah, I'm the baby. That's what she said. She's like, I don't want to let you go in Michael's. There's no quick trip into Michael's. And I'm like, no, I just have to get some of these scrapbook. But she's like, no, I know you don't like. I told my sister all about that, Sharon, because she's like, oh, there's Tuesday morning. And I'm like, I have a friend that got hit with a shelf from Tuesday morning. Was it a shelf? It was the whole shelf or something on the shelf. And she's like, oh, we have an IKEA. Yeah, and then I was teasing and I said, oh, well, let's go to IKEA. And she's like, oh no, I can't go into IKEA. Concrete, okay. Yeah, I have everybody, Teresa, except I could not get all the way through Todd. I have everything else. Because like I couldn't listen. I could listen to the trial until I picked her up. Okay, and then on the way home, I couldn't listen to the trial either until I dropped her off. And I couldn't go shopping anywhere that I wanted, and she's not a night owl because she has to go to work at 8 in the morning, so yeah. At 8 o'clock, she's like, oh, so tired. I'm like, wow, I've got a full night going on. Hey, Maui Chickadee, how are you? Hi, Donna. You don't get to the IKEA often? Am I looking Lisa-Lette? No, I've just never been to one. Hi, Mandy. What? Okay. Hi, Danielle. I'm saying hi to people I already said hi to. I don't get it. Hi, Susan. Yeah, when you're working 8 to 5, you gotta stay on the schedule. Yeah, right? You haven't been feeling the best, Crazy Cat Lady? Oh no. You're having another PET scan. Okay, we'll keep the prayers coming. Hope you feel better. Hi, Linda. Hi, MH. How are you? Hey, Paula. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Tammy. Okay, so did you guys see I'm sure by now you saw the taking Michael from Georgia to Florida. Hey, Romeo. Hi, first time Romeo Whiskey? Welcome. Hi, Sassy Darcy. Hi, Anna. You seriously look so forward to them? Thank you. How is baby Avery?
Sorry, I'm not sure what you want me to change.
I have to ask Deanna for another update. Deanna, if you hear this, can you send me another update on baby Avery, please? We'd like to know. You didn't see it, Pat? Oh, I put it, you know where my community posts are? I put the link to the video right there last night. Do you, I probably can play it. Let me see, I'm watching on TV. As I have Kayla to put to school today. Oh, okay, Maui. Did you guys see it? Here, I mean, I can grab you the link from the community page and you can just play it, but let me see. Let's see here. It's my community tab. Okay, so it's from the hang on, I'll show it to you. it's a news piece. Let me see here. We can show news pieces like this. There you go. Hang on. Okay, let me make sure that you guys can all see it. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah, okay. We're gonna walk you out. When it comes to the law or anything like that, okay?
Do the things they said you did? You have anything to say to your mother-in-law? Michael, what happened to your family? What happened to your wife and the children? Did you kill them? Anything you want to say? You think you're gonna get away with it? Michael, why'd you kill your wife and 4 kids?
Mike, tell us your story. Tell us your story.
Was it just a bad day? Did you say something you didn't like?
Why did you allegedly do it, Mike? Everyone wants to know why.
Anything you want to say to your mother-in-law, bro? Hey, you told them where your kids were and where your wife was. Get back to the car. Why not tell us?
Just move.
What are you thinking, Mike?
That lady with the pink shirt. That's it. But yeah, did you that lady? But no, it was just her voice. MH. It reminded me of something from Mike TV in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. She sounded like Mike TV's mother, and so I every time I hear her speak, that's what I hear. Her face too. Yeah. I couldn't take her seriously. And especially like the kind of things like, tell us, Mike. You've seen it? Okay. Yeah, Pat hadn't seen it, so it just, I don't know, it hit me last night. I couldn't, hi, Joe Cana. Who else came in? Diana. Who else did I miss? To Scooter. Hello there. Oh no, I've got news. Okay, I'll give you the update now, Tammy B, on him because, all right, the autopsies are still being performed, and so we don't have the positive findings on them yet. We don't even have the positive IDs yet, but they're not doubting that they're the kids. Okay, so you saw the video. That was my first thing, to make sure you all saw that. And now the sheriff's office has said there's elements of first-degree homicide, and as they move further in the investigation, there's going to be changes in the charges. Of course, there's going to be changes in the charges as soon as all the autopsy reports come back in, right? And he appeared in court for the first time. He appeared by satellite today, and he remained very quiet in court, okay? And really not much happened at all. The assistant state attorney ordered, asked the judge that he be held without bond. The judge agreed. And then the other thing, Sarah Gilbert, who is the sister of Casey, said it was a perfect little family. She thought they were in love. So there's conflicting stories, because I thought I thought Sarah had said that there were some controlling aspects, and now that is what she said there. So they're still waiting on the autopsies. The next court date, would you believe this? He's not due in court again until October 22nd, when he'll be arraigned. October 22nd, that'll be after Frazee starts. Amy had an ablation, which is it's like where they cauterize the lining of the uterus so they don't get periods anymore. Okay, and they said that if convicted, he would most likely face a life sentence. Nobody mentioned the death penalty at all. Hello there, Casbat. Hi, Grace. Yeah, I don't know why they're waiting so long. Why? Hi, Lacey. Hi, Hugo girl. Hi, Tessa. I never understood why it takes so long, especially to make pockets fat by stacking the payroll. Okay. Lots of cases, right? No, J. May, you're not very late at all. Not at all. Guess they'll have the autopsies in very soon to collect the evidence. Yes, I'm going to report about Mullis. Now listen, I was just explaining, I was down in New Jersey, and my sister's not like that into true crime that I could listen to the trial the whole time. So I listened before I left. I had the refrigerator repairman here. The trial was going with the refrigerator repairman. He must have thought I was a nutcase. That's not hard. And then I listened until I picked my sister up, but then I had to be out with my sister for a while, and she wouldn't let me, she didn't want me to listen on the way home. She wanted to yak. And then I listened on the way home, but then I had to stop at the Dollar Tree and ShopRite. Because my sister didn't let me shop. She only let me run into Michael's. I was like on a timer because she has a job like that she goes to at 8 in the morning. So, yeah. Grace, that's debatable, Grace. Okay, so, where was I? So I was listening when I got home, because I was home, I don't know, I was home by like 10:30 or so, I don't know. But I didn't get, I was like into his testimony, and it was almost 2 o'clock in the morning, and I said, I just can't. I'll be up to like 4, and you don't want me to come on at 4, so I'll finish him up tomorrow, but I'll give you everything else. That's so far away. Yeah, but see, where I live, Sassy, I'm so close to New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Connecticut. So, yeah, I can go into a lot of different states very easily. Okay, it's not really far away. Even Canada is not that far away. Okay. Let's see now. All right, so there was a lot of the prosecution rested today. That was a big thing, right? Okay, so, oh boy. Oh, we've got a fake wildlife in here. It's okay, wildlife. We know which one of you is real. The other one is just a sad, sad little person. Very little, tiny little. Okay. All right. So day 3. First we have Travis, and they say his name in all different ways, okay? It sounds like the prosecutor says his name like Hemsat. Then he says Hemsath. We'll just call him Travis, okay? So he works at the Delaware County Sheriff's Office. He's a deputy sheriff. He investigates major crimes, or when he's not doing that, he's a patrol deputy, okay? On 11/10, the day of the murders, he came to work in the evening. And at about 5 p.m., he learned about an incident at the Mullis farm. And he learned of that through Luke Thompson. He was the deputy that was on the other day. I don't know. They're just nutty, MH. So Luke Thompson escorted Travis to the farm, and where they arrived about 6 p.m. It was dark, and the family was in the house. Upon getting there, he went to that red shed, okay, and Luke showed Travis where Amy was located, where he was told that she was located, because they didn't see her, remember? Okay, and he took over processing the crime scene. Okay, so he took pictures to give an overview. They showed the width of the doorway, and the walk space was about 30 inches. He figured that out by taking some paces, and then later on they had a measuring tape. He noticed that there were a couple of drops of blood right about where she was exiting. And he said the rake was in the corner by the dog crate. So he was looking for indications of a fall, but saw nothing. The pet carrier was located in the rear of the shed, straight ahead of where she was. And there was a light dusting of snow, so he was looking around for any other types of footprints on the sides of the shed or anywhere else, and he said no, didn't see anything like that. He looked outside in the gravel for blood. He looked and he saw the hog. Now, this I thought was weird. Okay, listen to this one. He says he looked on the north hog barn and he saw cameras. But then he saw the south hog barn, but he couldn't get a good look if there were cameras or not. And you know what I thought immediately? Do you not have a flashlight? What kind of investigator, police officer doesn't have one of those huge flashlights that you could shine up there to illuminate? I didn't understand. Okay. All right. Now, the medical examiner's office, that's where he went next for the autopsy. And he brought clothing and the corn rake along with him. Should have a flashlight, shouldn't he? Yeah, that was really bizarre. And how they didn't take the cameras that night. That was insane, was it not? Okay. So then there was a cross-examination. So you were told where the body was by Tristan. Yes. You took a walk around to look at places. Yes. And you saw 2 drops of blood where Amy was said to be located. Yes. There was a camera on the south barn. One of the cameras was pointing directly at the red shed. The other was at the grain bins. Then there was one pointed at the yard and one at the shop. Okay, the feed cut out there for a few minutes, and when they came back, they were talking about the email associated with Todd's iPad. Okay, so that's how he knows that this is Todd's account because it's Todd's Gmail account that he sent out. So they did a Cellbrite exam, yes. Okay, so you extracted the physical data from that, yes, but they also sent it out and got everything back from Google. So sometimes you'll get deleted material, they said, yes, and let's see here. Oh wait, you know what I did? I ran right into the cross. I didn't mean to. I wasn't finished. I was not at all finished. That was a mistake. Sorry. My page got crossed. We're still on the prosecution. Sorry. So, who else did you work with on this case? And he worked with John Torbett. He's a criminal investigator from the Division of Criminal Investigations of the state of Iowa, right? The deputy conducted about 34 interviews and executed search warrants for electronics. Okay, in the residence, they collected all the devices and the camera system. The camera system was not collected until November 16th, okay? And Todd looked exasperated at this time, but then the deputy said they were taking photos of the house, etc., the grain barns, the red shed. He was pointing this out on photographs they were putting up on the screen, okay? All right. And then, let's see. So, they showed you the door to the red barn. Now, the door to the red barn looked horrendous. Did that look horrendous? It looked like it had already been broken, right? It didn't make any sense. And then you had those huge chemical tubs. How did he get those huge chemical tubs out of that barn, out of that red shed? And it looked like it was in pieces of plywood, that there were gaps in it. Looks like you could kick it out in a minute. So how he's saying that he had to remove that, I don't buy that at all. Okay? All right. And it looks like in one area of the shed, the doors slide. Okay? So the detective is showing the carrier in the back, and then they're talking about the search warrants. Oh, you were searching the home and take photos? Yes. Okay, and then you were working with Special Agent John Turbett on that? Yes. So when they went back to the house to get this stuff, who was there? Well, they said Todd was there with his attorney and Todd's sister. And you got all the electronics, the Kindles, the Todd's iPad, the 2 laptops, the 2 cell phones, etc. And they found out that going through the house that Todd is an avid hunter, and they found lots of his hunting equipment, his ammo and stuff. They also found out that Todd had a combine and the cameras, and they took note of the camera angles, and that one was pointing right towards that red shed, right? Okay, so when they had to get Todd's iPad, Todd said it was in the tractor, and he was going to have his brother Mike bring it up to the house. And they said, well, did he give it directly to you? No, he handed it to Todd, and then Todd handed it to them. They needed a passcode for the iPad. They asked Todd what was the passcode. He was very hesitant to give them the passcode until his attorney told them that he could. Hi, Kimberly. Let's see. So there was one DVR system for both cameras, and they found that they were not able to find camera video for the one that faced the red shed. Okay? They couldn't tell if it hadn't been recording or if someone deleted it. Okay, that's good. Ironically, there was no recordings from October 29th through November 11th. They could not tell if it was deleted or if it didn't record. Search warrant for Amy's emails. Okay, so they saw through Amy's emails and that the last one was 10:14 a.m. to Jerry. So they figure that since the 911 call was at 12:01, that this occurred, this murder, between 10:14 a.m. and 12:01. And Todd was arrested 3.5 months after this, okay? So they asked him, were there any other persons of interest? Well, Jerry Fraser was, but he was ruled out because search warrants for his cell phone showed that his cell was pinging towers in the location in or around Mimosa. And that's 45 minutes from Earlville. Okay? And they also interviewed his wife and his college-age son. And his wife, after an interview, she was never a suspect. She had an interview. She was not. Okay? So they were not. They were ruled out. Now they have a Gmail for Todd. Okay? And that's for his iPad. So they looked into the contents of the iPad just with the physical exam. And then they sent it and got everything back from Google. They even have a certificate of authenticity. And just in looking at it, they found that the only saved search was organs of the body on November 6th. So another search warrant got the records of the account, 700 pages of them. And now there's a search history. They're looking at 11 pages right now. And here's what they're finding, okay? Killing more accepted centuries ago. That was an actual search he put in there. Again, he searched for characteristics of cheating women. This is in January that he's searching for this right now. He then visited sites, and a few of the sites, truthaboutdeception.com for stats about infidelity. He visited Psychology Today, Love and Sex in the Digital Age for an article that was Women Who Cheat. Then 6 Traits, another article he looked up, that he went to, he visited. Almost every cheating woman has. And then love, sex signs, cheating. Let's see what else. 16 facts about cheating women. These were all sites that he was at. And then he did another search. This again was in January. This was January 15th. What did ancient cultures do of 2018 to infidelity? And then he had, did ancient cultures kill adulterers? And then he went to a site about adultery. Okay, and then there were searches on January 8th, thrill of the kill, thrill of the hunt, famous quote, no thrill like that of hunting man. Once you hunt man, you will always feel thirst. Okay, then he took a visit to Once You Hunt Man, You Will Always Feel Thirst. January 21st, how to make sure your kids are yours. Okay, test to show if you're the biological father. And then he visited DNAtesting.com. January 21st, 3:33, how to test DNA at home. How to do DNA test without father knowing. Visited DNA test without consent possible. Then Oneida Bows, Phoenix. Looking for hunting bows. Okay. Then a search for the longest distance of a bow and arrow. Then in May, he's got what happens to cheaters in history. And then he went to a site called The Making of a Cheater. An article of The Making of a Cheater on a site. Another site he visited had an article, Once a Cheater, Always a Cheater by the Huffington Post. So that was Huffington Post, and that was Once a Cheater, Always a Cheater was the article. Okay. And then he did a search for what happened to cheating spouses in historic Aztec tribe. Okay, and then we have world history, American Aztec history. Then there was a site he visited, aztechistory.com. And then he did a search for killing unfaithful women. Then he went to a New York Times website and he looked at an article that says punishment. What is it? What did I write down here? Punishment is 18 months for killing a cheating wife. He saw that on a New York Times site. And then he went to Baltimore Sun News and he looked at a murder trial opener. Okay, and let's see. Crime of Passion site he visited. Okay, then he did a search for human overpopulation solutions. July of 2018. Are some people less buoyant than others? And then went to a site, a scientific site about muscles versus fat. And then he went to another site about odd body and swimming. Okay, then he went to another site, Relax and Swim, and looked at things about physics and buoyancy. And then another site for swimteaching.com or something, Why Does My Body Sink? That was another article he looked at. Okay, and then he searched for checking content of text messages on phone. Then he went to a site that said get text messages from iOS, which is the Apple operating system. Then he went to a AT&T forum and looked at a post that was titled, Can My Husband Read My Deleted Text Messages Online? And then he looked at something that said kids text messages and another article that was eager to check those texts. Okay, then he went to securetracks.com. Okay, he did a search for Jerry Fraser in Anamosa. Okay, and then he went to a site, Jerry Fraser, Anamosa, Iowa. He searched the address of Jerry's house. He did a search for Christy Fraser. Then he found her information on My Life and he went there. He also found her Twitter account and he went there. And he visited her Facebook account. Okay, and then he did a search for Christy Fraser's employment. And then he did a search for Christy Fraser Anamosa workplace. And then he went to a site about obituary articles. I think that's where he was going. I think that's what this is. Let's see. Then he found something on Manta, and he found where she works at Rogers Concrete. Then he went to another Manta site for Rogers Concrete. Then he started to search for what fraction of accidents occur with firearms in the home. And then he searched, let's see, farmland prices in Iowa. And then he searched example of elbow carry of a firearm. And then he searched degree of zone fire span out of hunters. And then he searched how long can you survive without food? How long can you survive without water? And then he went to a site and read an article about how many days can you not survive without water? And then he looked at another one, how long you cannot survive without water. Okay, let's see, what did they say here? August 9th, he searched lost, extreme cold, no fire, best way to survive. Then he started searching heat stroke symptoms. Then he went to heat stroke sites. Then he searched for the proper way to treat heat strokes. Then heat exhaustion and heat strokes. Then he searched for the best way to stop severe bleeding. Okay? Then he searched correct treatment for second and third degree burns. And then he searched what to do with large open chest wounds. Okay. And then, let's see, he went to a site, gems.com/patient care, treating sucking chest wounds. Okay. Then he searched for skin, cold, clammy, pale, low pulse, rapid breathing. And then on November 6th, 4 days before, he searched for organs in the body. Then he visited an organ anatomy site. And then he looked at body organs, maps, and diagrams. So this is all what they're bringing up, okay? Now they go to talking about the DNA on the rake, okay? Why did the touch DNA evidence, how come you didn't, get that out? Well, it's no longer, because it's no longer being used because of inconsistencies, because of the latent DNA. So items like that, it's not possible, so it's not worth it to send it out, they said. Was the only suspect Todd? Yes. And Todd said he touched the rake, so it wouldn't make sense to do that. Okay, now we go back to the cross. Okay, so hang on. Now I've got to go back to my page where I was. So I have my pages messed up. So the defense says you were told where the body is by Tristan, right? Yeah. You took a walk around, you looked for places, but you didn't find anything except 2 drops of blood where Amy was said to be located. Yes. The camera was on the south barn, right? One of the cameras was pointing at the red shed and the other at the grain bins. And then, like I said, the feed was cut right there on that lawn crime. It came back to where they said the email account that it's associated with the iPad, that's how you know that they're from him. Yes. And you sent it out to Cellbrite. Yes. And they extracted the physical data. Yes, he says. And then they said sometimes it gives you deleted material. Yes. And he said sometimes it's called a Cellbrite dump, right? And yes, okay, if all searches not on Cellbrite, what would that tell us? And he said, well, there's searches on Google. And he said, couldn't someone be signing in from another device? He said, like if my assistant signed in to my account, to my email and did a search, wouldn't it look like I was doing that search? And he said, no, not the email, the device. And then the deputy said, all searches made by Todd, but he said, it's possible that somebody could have used that other iPad. Yes. Okay, now then he starts to bring out, hold on, let me go back to, he starts talking about there were searches for designing wedding rings, wasn't there? There were bridal searches and bridal boutiques. So do you think Todd was searching for that? He says, I don't know. So you think these were all being done for Todd, that he's searching for these wedding rings, Zales, jewelers and stuff? And this guy said he could be shopping. And he said, you really think that could be anybody else? He said, it's possible, it's not probable. And then, let's see what he said here. He asked him for something about the organs of the body, and that why would that be so? He's a hunter. Wouldn't some of this stuff just be normal? He's a hunter, So he tried to downplay it and then tried to really show that you had Zales and you had wedding dresses, and to really show that you don't have all the information that you think you do, and we don't know this was Todd, right? Okay. And then John Turbot took the stand, right? And there we go. Let's see here. Special agent with the Iowa State Division of Criminal Investigations, the DCI. he investigates homicides and child abductions and stuff like that, right? So he became involved after his immediate supervisor briefed him, and he responded. Oh, it was reported to him that the defendant had said that she, was killed by a fall onto this corn rake. So he had the autopsy. He went to the autopsy, and let's see here. And then he was called by Travis, and he ended up interviewing Jerry in a plane car, right, with Jerry sitting next to him. And he also interviewed Jerry's college-age son and Jerry's wife. 11/14, 2 days after the autopsies, when he sat with Jerry in that car for 1.5 hours in the unmarked police car where he had the interview. And Jerry told him that they were romantically and sexually involved up until the time of the murder. And Jerry's Gmail account and the pings on the phone, they showed that Jerry was not a suspect. The college-age son was a very good witness. He had excellent recall, said he wasn't always at home, but he came home that weekend because his father wanted him to complete a project with him. So they did that, and they actually watched football and, had a nice time. Jerry's wife was working on a community charity project all day. She even called and had the husband, Jerry, and the son bring her things to her location. So she checked out where she was. So she was not a suspect, okay? Let's see. Then the defendant interviews, okay? Oh, boy. They started at the Delaware County Sheriff's Office on November 16th. And at first, the sheriff, John LeClaire, was there just for some introductions. He knew Jerry, but then he left. And this guy spent 2.5 hours talking. There was video and audio. They played that in the court. It was very hard to hear it. But they did the regular background, growing up, the parents, the two brothers, how he married Amy, his work, etc. They talked about his marriage. First, he said his marriage is great. And then this was weird that he started to talk about that day. He got up with his teenage son. He went to his brother's place. It was too cold to work the ground, so he went home. Now, remember they said that Amy made breakfast and she let breakfast out for them and all that stuff, and they went back and they were eating breakfast. This guy says they had breakfast at 8:30 a.m., a piece of toast and some water. Is that breakfast? That doesn't jive with what Tristan said, or what that's something's wrong there. Okay, Amy's doing this puzzle. Okay, then all three were going to work in the Hogg building. Okay, he was quick to point out that he saw her, dizzy, and he said, she's not doing any good here. Told her, you're not doing any good here. Just go back in the house, but before you do, stop and pick up that carrier if you can that's in the red shed and just leave it out there. About 20, 30, 45 minutes later, he said he went to the high end of 45 minutes. He noticed the carrier wasn't there, so he sent Tristan. Tristan sounds the alarm. Something's wrong. Todd demonstrates the crouched position that Amy was found in. The corn rake was hitting things, so he bent down and he removed it. Yeah, okay. Then how was your relationship? Again, it was great. It was good. We communicated. He said he's as loving and kind, and they had a very healthy relationship. Did Amy have any affairs? First, he denied it. Then he said, oh, well, 5 years prior we did, but, he had to confront her, and let's see. Then he said they worked it out. They wanted, to work it out. But then he said, did she ever do it again, right? And he would say, no, you didn't have any indication that you might have. He would not admit it. So then he started to point right to Jerry, saying, what is your relationship like with this guy, Jerry Frazier? Well, it's just business. Describe Amy's relationship with Jerry, okay? And he said it was, she had business with him also. So then this guy got frustrated. He said, let me go take a water break. So he brought back a glass of water for Todd, and he came back. And then Todd, after those 3-minute breaks, said, I actually did have some concerns about Jerry. Okay? So they show a clip now where Todd goes through that he had some concerns about Jerry because the text messages were going through, but he called Jerry and he spoke to Amy, and they had an excuse for that. And then, he believed it. And this is what he said. He was not suspicious at all, put it to rest, no further conversations about it, and that he let it go. Okay? Then this special agent says, look, Todd, we have clear evidence that you killed your wife. And then Todd would say things like, how? What evidence do you have? So this agent kept saying, he doesn't say no, he doesn't deny it. He just says, how? How do you have that? Like, he was saying he wasn't answering correctly. He never denies killing her. Or offers up any other, subjects that could have done this, any suspects, he never does any of that. So he spends another 35 minutes confronting him. He said Todd is unemotional, flat. He listens. He doesn't deny anything. He considers what they tell him. They keep telling him the evidence is overwhelming. He still sits there. There was a lunch break, okay? Then, let's see. You indicated to Todd that this was a homicide. Yes. So they published a clip of that. Okay. And this went on for a long time. Okay. He even came back to Todd and said, we completed our investigation. You're responsible for Amy's death. Todd would say, how am I responsible? He would go on about how the autopsy shows this. Doctors say this. Round and round. They just kept going on and on, but he was never admitting it, right? No way, man. You were not going to let, he starts telling him, like, everything. You weren't going to let, you weren't going to lose the farm. You weren't going to let that happen. I understand, man. I understand. I know you loved Amy. And he said, I love her with all my heart. And he said, and that's why this happens. I know you're sorry. And at this time, they show you Todd, and he is smirking at the video, really smirking at it. And he said, you told me you're a good dad. So they just kept going. Round one's not working. Round two. They just kept going. Just crazy, crazy, crazy. When was he arrested? He was finally arrested on 2/28 of 2019. And I interviewed him again, and I told him, look, after he was booked in and stuff, you have one more opportunity to tell the truth, okay? Evidence shows that you did this. This is why we were there. What's going on? Just tell us. Todd said nothing. They asked him, was he aware that there were fingernail clippings? He said yes, that's standard protocol. Did you ask to have them analyzed? No. Why not? He said, we ask in cases that are whodunits or that might have a mystery person. This case only points to one person. There's no mystery attacker. Okay. Did you view the medical examiner's report? Yes. Did you see anything about the nails? He said that they were short and intact. Nothing that would make them, want to test them. The cross-examination now of this special agent. So they asked him how many years he's been doing this. 19. How many interrogations? Dozens and dozens. Training. Yes, you've had training on this. Yes. What was your methodology? He said, was it the Reed method? No. And then he said, what I'm using he didn't give a name for it. He just said, it's just another type of training. He didn't give a name. and they said, when you said that Mr. Mullis did not deny, didn't he say that you want me to confess to something I didn't do? Isn't that a denial? That's a denial, isn't it? And then this agent said, I wouldn't call it a denial. Then the defense says, you don't really even give him a chance to answer you, do you? And then you told him that you had something from cloud conversations. You lied to him and said that you had cloud conversations from the Mullis house regarding what happened that morning. And he said, no, I just said we could have had those if, Amy had something on her phone. So we're telling him something like that. And then Todd never admitted he was, he was aware of the ongoing relationship between Amy and Jerry, right? And Jerry told you that Todd called him and his wife, yes, and that they denied it to Todd, yes, and they said that he seemed satisfied, didn't he? Yes. He even called them to apologize, didn't he? Yes. Okay. And let's see. It said about the fingernail clippings. I don't understand why you didn't have them analyzed, because there's only one suspect, and he says, I don't understand that. How do we know? And they said, well, we're not going to go and hunt for others when we don't have to. The evidence of that is not there, that there's anybody else. Okay, and they said, Tristan said Todd was in the barn the whole time. He said, I'm aware of that, so wouldn't that mean that there could be someone else? And this special agent said, if Tristan was telling the truth. So you only investigate when someone's telling the truth? No, it's not true. So the defense said that Amy died. She had wounds. She was horribly beaten. Couldn't her fingernails have led and given you more to investigate? Yes. And then it said you took photos of Todd. You said his whole body. You were going to take any photos. Did you see any indication of injuries on Todd? I did not see any. And then no further questions. There was a redirect where the prosecutor said, regarding the injuries, what was the weather that day? I don't remember. Okay. They asked about any injuries at or around Amy's fingernails. The special agent says no. She asked him if he knew what the Reed method was. Yes. Did you have training in the Reed method? Yes. You have extensive training in interrogations? Yes. Okay. He used other methods, he said, that evolved out of more research and training that he had. And then there was a redirect from the defense, and you said no injuries to the hands, but there are injuries. So they described the injuries, the contusions, all of that stuff about the knuckles and everything. And then no further questions. The state rested at that point, right? Okay. Then, outside the presence of the jury, the defense made a motion from the defendant for judgment of, they wanted the acquittal of the dismissal. Okay, hold on. Where was I? Judgment for acquittal and the dismissal of charges because the elements of murder in the first degree have not been met by the state, and that would be that Todd committed an action on Amy. Amy died from the action, and the action was committed with malice and intent. The state is not shown. There's no evidence that Todd did this. He never attacked her. There's nothing to support that. Their witness, Tristan, showed that he was with Todd all the time except when he went to get 2 drinks of water from a hose. Okay, and even viewing it in a light that's most favorable to the state, they haven't proved this. So then the state said, no, there's clear evidence that is enough to sufficient to sustain a conviction. The 4 elements cleared. Tristan was out of his father's sight. He does not know how long his father was out of his sight. We know who was on the farm. He planned this almost a year. Look at the Google searches. Okay, he looked at everything from burning to drowning to firearm accidents to freezing. And then, let's see, the judge weighed the evidence and, hang on, the witness, let's see. Oh, the witnesses, they said, the internet searches. And then anyway, the judge said acquittal denied. So then the next witness, the first witness from the defense was Mike Mullis, the brother of Todd. He looks sick to his stomach when he gets up there. He's 54 years old. He's self-employed as a farmer. And they shared the machinery. They worked together. They worked on one another's land. Yes. Were you aware that Todd had an iPad? Yes. Did you use it? Yes. We used it as a field monitor. We used it for GPS. We used it for searches. Okay. What did you search on it? He searched for an excavator tracks. Did you know the password? Yes. He said everybody knew the password. Okay, and then he started to ask them about this. Ask him about security cameras. You have the same ones at your farm? Yes. Do you know if they record in the office? Is it shown? Do they work all the time? He said no. The cats go in the window and they knock the antennas down. When they knock the antennas down, they shut. There's no signal, so it's not that they're shut off. The signal just cuts out, so they don't, record. And then he says, "Did you see cats in the window?" Yes. Cross-examination. They said, "Do you remember using Todd's iPad?" Yes. When? In the spring of 2018. Cameras, you can turn them off if you want to, can't you? He said, "Well, yeah, if you unplug them." And then they said to him, "Did you go every day in October or November to see if the cameras were on or off?" No, nothing further. And then there was the second defense witness, was Michael James Krogman. They never asked him his age. I don't know why. Okay, on 11/10, were you in Earlville area? Were you aware of the situation regarding Amy Mullis? He said yes. He saw a patrol car. He went to see if he could help. His cousin, Brian Krogman, I believe, was also there. Anyway, he saw Tristan when they were working on the mother, when she was on the ground after the truck had reached the ambulance. And he hugged Tristan and he turned him away from looking at his mother because it was so upsetting. And medical and law enforcement was working on Amy. Tristan looked to be in shock, so he turned him away. And he said, "We were there for a while. Then when the ambulance was leaving, Todd got in the car with this guy's father, and this guy got in the truck that Todd drove there and took Tristan back to the farm." And then what did you do when you went back to the farm? He said 2 deputies followed them. So Tristan took them out to the red shed. And then Tristan went back in the house. Okay. And let's see what happened. What did you tell him anything? He said, "I told him to tell the officers to tell the truth." Okay, and then how was Tristan? He was crying a little, maybe, but he was not sobbing. So when you went, then you went back to the house when Tristan was out with the deputies, but then Tristan came back in. This guy goes out. The officers come back in to question Tristan. He goes back in, and that was about it. There was no cross-examination. They didn't want to do this. And then Todd took the stand. Okay, so I only got through a little bit of Todd. So they went in, how old is he? 43. His education, he only has a high school education. That's as far as he went there. So let's see. He said his family, his parents, Leroy and Elaine, are alive. He has 2 brothers, Mike and Pat. He has 2 sisters, Lori and Lynn. He has 3 children. Okay, he makes his occupation farming. He does, plants and harvest farm crops. He has hogs. He has custom feeding operations. He even sold farm chemicals to make a little extra money, and they all help each other, okay? He farms with Pat and his dad, his brother Pat. Let's see. Where did you meet Amy? He met her at the Delaware County Fair in Manchester. He met her in a beer tent, he thinks, or something like that. and they dated for about 14 months before they married. She lived in Marion County or Cedar Rapids, he couldn't remember. She was working as a bookkeeper, he thought, at St. Luke's. And then they got married. She moved into the family farm. She loved it. She grew up on a farm. So, you know, she fell right into the lifestyle. They got married in 2004. Did you have the hog buildings then? He said no. We had dairy cattle at Mike's farm. We had hogs on other farms. Amy loved it. What kind of interests did you have? He said, I like to hunt, I fish, tubing in a creek is what he said, canoeing, four-wheeling. She liked the same things from what I remember. Did you go hunting together? We went hunting for deer, squirrel, turkey, coyote. We did bow hunting and shotguns. So did Amy ever go work elsewhere? Yes, when she was in St. Luke's and then in Manchester. What kind of degree did she have? He said she had a lower level nursing degree first, and then she got an LPN and then her RN. Okay, she was actually in training when they met. Let's see, 4 to 5 years ago, what happened? Amy had an affair. She was working at the Manchester hospital, yes. Terry Stainer was good friends with her then, yes. Now after you learned, he said, what happened? She decided to quit her affair, go to counseling, and wholeheartedly work it out. Okay, and Terry, who was on the stand, wanted Amy to go to counseling for her depression, but then she did encourage the couple to go. They did. They went for a short time. It helped, but they didn't go there very long. And then that was it. I had to cut it off with Todd, so I know I have a lot of Todd to do yet. Did Todd finish today? Did he finish? Did they finish with Todd today, or is he continuing tomorrow? What kind of car are you looking at, Lisa? Where are you buying it from? Your cousin fell out of a tree? Eesh. Tomorrow he's gonna... Oh, he hasn't been crossed? Okay. How much more did they do? They did probably a lot more, like another hour, right? Okay, so I'll catch up with that. At least I didn't miss the cross. Did he say anything really interesting? What happened? What's Charity case saying? Who's saying what's going on with this Charity case here? Are you kidding me? I have never ever been rude, but that's fine. After the absolute worst day of my life, Charity, I have no idea what you're talking about. Her lawyers aren't denying foul play, but they are saying there is nothing to prove it. His lawyers. It was Todd. You thought there would be open min? Want the facts? Oh, wait. Oh, you thought there would be. Charity, they didn't check the fingernails. They gave the explanation of that. I didn't see. I'm trying to figure out what's going on because I don't want to ban her if she has a different opinion. That's fine for her to be here. I'm not. Was she rude? Having a different opinion, she can stay. I'm trying. That's why I'm trying to read what happened. We can't superimpose our lives onto every man that comes along. She said, not guilty, no evidence. We can't superimpose our lives onto every man that comes along. Have to look at evidence. Okay. If I'm missing something, but I think she's okay. She doesn't agree. Am I missing something? Yeah, I'll let her come. Let her come back. Okay, so your car you're looking at is a Cadillac DeVille. Be careful, Lisa. Those are going to be really expensive to fix, though. Look into that a little bit. Depending on, I don't know. I think they're very, very... Do you have a good mechanic that will tell you the truth? What happened? What happened, Diana? Okay, because I don't see the judging. I just saw a couple of comments. Does anyone feel that Todd did well? I didn't see enough of it, Mystery Baker. It's been deleted. And no, I can see all the deletions, Diana. That's what I'm saying. I don't see. I'm trying to figure it out. She's saying she had the absolute worst day of her life. I see that. Maybe it's up further. Todd testified Thursday. His lawyer asked if all the searches on the computer he did. He said it was him. I believe Todd. I think the wife. I need some clarification because that comment's okay. Am I losing something? The reason I'm saying this because then I go into the chats and then they say, Mommy Ramblings deleted my comment because I differed in opinion. And that's what I mean, no, they can stay if they have a different opinion. I think I'm missing something. as long as they're not swearing or making fun of people, calling people names, they can have a different opinion. I might be am I missing something? Because the comments I see are not, they just have a very strong opinion. She said we were rude. Okay, I don't see that. Well, I can't go. Okay, I'm lost because, okay, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but the ones I see were just differing opinions, unless. Sometimes the ladies in here, yeah, but we have to let them come in with different opinions. There are going to be different opinions. When we get in cases, there's going to be a lot of different opinions, as long as everybody can be civil, though. Okay, I didn't see it unless somebody else saw. I mean, she was all caps yelling. Yeah, but I don't know. You have an Infiniti and can honestly say that it's the best car I've ever owned. What was the first red flag for them to say? Oh, they knew it wasn't an accident, Sassy, because she fell on the corn rake more than once. And she had other injuries, and it was not consistent with a fall on a corn rake. So did anybody answer? Who else saw Todd? How much further did he get? Good morning, Kindness Cake. You're reading about the expensive repairs? Did you not know? I told you to Scooter, my sister wouldn't allow me to go to, she barely allowed me to go into Michael's. She has a job that she's got to be at 8 in the morning, and she had to go, she sleeps at night. Imagine that. He was up there for a long time. See, like Giovanna, you know, what she said about cops is not good. We don't want that. Giovanna, so you just want to watch that. But I'm trying to look at charity case and oh, I don't know. Uh-oh. Okay. We'll see what happens. All right. We'll see. You've always been a night owl yourself? So did anything happen very dramatic? Todd can't explain away all her injuries. Who knows? They found her with it stuck on her body. Hey, Jeannie. You sent me an email? It's not to be read on live. Okay, I won't. Okay, I won't. Todd, yeah, he was on the stand, but Alicia, I didn't get as far as I would like because I was out. Did you see anything else? When they have their... Where are those $4 grab bags? I tried to look. My sister said I only had a few minutes in the store. It was ridiculous. I tried to look for those darn grab bags. Are they only at a special time? I'll show you some stuff. I did get some stuff. I mean, as much as you could get in like 5 minutes that you're allowed in, you know. Good night, Charity Case. It's okay, Charity Case. Just, you know, you can state your opinion. Just, you know, you don't ever want to call people out. You don't want to curse. You don't want to call people names. As long if you can have a different opinion, just, you know, state it factually. Leave all the emotion out of it. You'll be good. I didn't get to IKEA. I was not allowed. I was not even allowed to go to Michael's. She was like giving me a really hard time about it. Forget Tuesday morning or anything. We're lucky we went out to dinner, but we were both starving. I don't get down there much either. Like hardly ever. You admit that he played calm on the stand, mousy even. You love IKEA. It's 220 miles round trip. Do you think the defense are trying to get jurors to think of his son's involvement? I do, Mystery Baker. At least to put that doubt there. Yeah, I do. 100%. 100%. You just want to say thanks to everyone for the prayers for your daughter. Oh, okay, Kristen. Prayers for your daughter. You're going to bed now? Good night. Think yourself lucky? No IKEA, Lacey? Okay. Would be fun to have your sis as a special guest. She's not she's not a YouTuber. Like, she's not into... What did I say today about YouTube? Something about YouTube. Oh, you know, I did talk to somebody about YouTube. Wait a minute. My brother thinks I'm on the radio. Not my oldest brother, not my brother. That's my middle brother. This is how much. Okay, this is. I'm not joking. Told somebody she's on the radio. That's what he said. I don't even know if he even knows what YouTube is. Okay, my oldest brother knows what it is, and my sister knows, but. What did she say today? Something about YouTube. It's like not... Yeah, he's like, she's on the radio. Like, and like very disgusted about it, like this. She's on the radio. Yeah. Totally disgusted. I have 3 older brothers and 1 older sister. Yeah, fMRI. My oldest brother knows. My oldest brother, that's the attorney, he's actually, he tells me he's seen a few shows, okay? How much of that, I don't know. Like today, he told me something like this. I was bringing this, because we saw our brothers too, okay? So he said, ooh, you're drinking that kombucha. That's good stuff. That's the best stuff. That's really, really good for you. And then later on, he goes, Now, my nephew, you have to remember, my oldest brother is old enough to be my father, okay? We're all from the same parents, but there's huge age gaps. Anyway, so my nephew and my niece are only 2 and 4 years apart from me. So they're more like sister and brother, okay? So he says, my nephew, who's 4 years younger, he's like, you know, he makes that. And for a minute now, I know my nephew is an engineer, right? So I'm thinking like, what? He changed his line? He's making, he works at the Master Brew now? That's what I'm thinking. I asked my sister if she thought the same thing, and she did. And then he just meant he makes kombucha himself. So, yeah. It's $2.50 right now at ShopRite, Alicia. But think of it like a vitamin because it's full of probiotics and stuff. I do want to see how he makes it and how hard it is. I would love to make it if I could. Hi, Giovanna. And you can get it at Walmart too, right? You still write letters and you pick stamps? And then, let me see, what, your son drinks that too? Yeah. Your uncle's a federal marshal. You've never tried it, Danielle? You should try it. You have 4 sisters and 2 brothers. Oldest brother, oh, sorry, wildlife. But yeah, like my sister, first of all, she wouldn't be up this late, okay? Second of all, she's like, okay, I have to say, it's not true that she's not, okay, listen, you remember when the OJ trial was going on? You remember that, right? I told you that my mother, like, I could never believe, my mother was sitting there taking notes on, like, you could not interrupt her. She was there in front of the TV taking notes on the trial. She didn't have anybody but us to talk to. If my mother probably would have had a YouTube, because she would have loved to talk to people about this, right? It's probably who I take after. But she would take notes and notes and notes on the trial and then like talk to us. So anyway, my sister and I were watching the trial. I'll never forget the day they were going to have the verdict, remember? And then they were coming back that next morning. Well, we had to go drop our older kids off at school. And we were like flying back and because of the verdict, right? We were going to be all on the phone at the verdict, right? And my sister said to me, do you know how many people I met at the school? And they were like, hey, where are you going after this? Do you want to grab some coffee? And my sister said, oh my gosh, grab coffee? I can't grab coffee. I've got to run home and watch the OJ verdict, right? So we said, like, we were like so embarrassed because like nobody shared any, like, OJ was a big one, right? But it was like, you wouldn't tell anybody, no, I can't go for coffee with you. I've got to run back and watch the verdict because we felt like we were the only ones. So she does like that stuff, but I think that's because, but she tells me, like, I'll ask her about Chris Watts. I told her today about what's his name? Michael Jones. I told her about the corn rake on Mullis. And she was just like, it's not like she doesn't go like, oh, really? Wait, what? What happened? Like, she'll either go, oh, that's a shame. That's bad. Not like, tell me more. Like, she did say something like, what state? I said Iowa, you know? What state? Florida. But not like she really wanted to know more. So, probably not so much. You remember what, yeah. Your daughter just shakes her head and tells you you're morbid. She really doesn't understand YouTube much, I don't think. Hey, April F. I'm trying to think if she said anything about YouTube today. that she watched something or saw. She asked me about something, like where I saw something, and I said, YouTube. And then she was just like, They said you. But imagine our Google. Yeah, and then imagine when we do the exact same search that a killer does because we want to see what information it brought up. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. Oh really? Huh. So anyway, I was at Dollar Tree tonight, and there were these like really nice crocheted. They weren't made by Dollar Tree. They're a new item, and I don't know if it's just my Dollar Tree that has them or not, but I'll show them to you tomorrow. Anyway, this girl picks up this, and she goes, "Wow, these are really nice. So you don't have to crochet your own." And she goes, "I crochet, you know." And I said, "Oh, really? That's great." And then she said, "Yeah, I just crocheted my first blanket. I gave it to my sister or something, and I'm going to teach my sister to crochet." And I said, "Oh, my daughter knits." And she goes, "Yeah, my roommate knits, and she's going to teach me how to knit, and I'm going to teach her how to crochet." And I said, "Where did you learn to crochet?" And she goes, "YouTube." And I said, "YouTube's really great, isn't it?" And she's like, "Yeah, I love YouTube." And I said, "You can learn a lot on YouTube." And she's like, "You can." And she was talking to me about her crocheting, and I told her that I bought some hooks, and maybe I'm gonna, because I crochet a little bit, but not much. And yeah, and so we were talking about YouTube. You haven't had a TV since 2008? You didn't watch an iota of the O.J. Simpson trial? How come, Sassy? I'll show it to you tomorrow, Pat. They're really cute. I don't have them around. They're like like a crocheted like flowers. Like maybe if you made a shawl or something, you could put it on. Really nice. They weren't Dollar Tree things, so I think sometimes they get real items. Really, I think like in Michael's, they would have probably been like $15.99 or something like that. When that Las Vegas, you got obsessed with the videos. My daughter-in-law told me I was a weirdo. My ex-daughter-in-law. 3:33. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I just saw them tonight, Pat. I just went in there tonight. I saw like a bunch of new things. Sometimes this Dollar Tree, this is the one that had the Bella containers, and somebody said they see the Bella containers at their store. I have not seen the Bella containers at any other dollar store except for this one. This one gets a lot of strange things that are not Dollar Tree brands, and they used to even get more so. Like before Dollar Tree got really big, they had more other brands, right, than just the Greenbrier. As they got bigger, there's more and more Greenbrier in there and very few other brands. And I just can't believe there is not you've seen them, it might be a New York thing, but I went to another New York one, and I didn't see him, Lisa. And I went to Pennsylvania, and they are not in Pennsylvania. But I just was kidding with my sister today, right? And I said, because like I know we were like where we grew up, and I said I knew where there's one shop, and I said they've got to have a Dollar Tree in there, and she goes, "There is not one Dollar Tree," because her daughter lives down there, right? So she goes down almost every weekend. So she goes, "Believe me, there is not one Dollar Tree around here." She goes, "There isn't. No Dollar Trees at all. And I was like, what? 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 Yes, Jeannie, I can, but I don't think like these embellishment things that I got, they're like, I'm telling you, they're not like, they're another brand. You're lucky to find them. You have Poundland there. It seems like, yeah, Casbad has taken us to Poundland. Your daughter was giving you the third degree. Are you watching anything else but YouTube? You're not watching our TV shows? A hit or miss thing to catch? Yeah. I don't know, Jeannie. I don't know. I don't think so, though. I really don't. Because they're not, I think they only have the Greenbrier products online. Pound Town. You love and built. They had a lot of them. I only bought 2 different kinds, but they had a lot of them. People are probably gonna be like that's an item that people would get and they would put them on eBay and stuff, really, because they're very inexpensive to ship. They're very light, and people buy that stuff, and it's a name brand. When you find, if you do any kind of selling like that, you find a name brand like that in the Dollar Tree, and maybe it has a retail price of $10, $15. If you do that, you should pick it up. Mom's doing okay. She gets tired fast. My brother is not happy where they put him. He's refusing to eat. End of medication now. I'm going to see him tomorrow. Are they letting him do that? They're just letting him do that? That's too bad. Gets a lot of name brand items. Good. You're waiting for Christmas shadow boxes. Oh, I got some Christmas stuff today. You're not, I got some, they must have just put some stuff out. I know I've got some brand new stuff. You have the recipe for this tea? Okay. I'll take a look at it. Shipping takes forever, Lisa, on that, I heard. A lot of this stuff you could get on Vipon. Do you know that, Lisa? You can get it on Vipon. You got, yeah, but I got some really special stuff, Lisa. Yeah, Lisa, I showed you Vipon. Bye, Catherine. They had that Conair or something like this braid thing. I was going to get it for my mannequin head, but then I didn't. I went in for like 2 things and I ended up spending like $75 at the Dollar Tree. It's getting to be a little bit of an obsession. They had the cutest craft stuff. They revamped the Crafter's Square. You should see what I got. I have all these ideas of what to do with those little houses and stuff. It's bad. It's bad, Pat. It's a problem. But I don't smoke and I don't drink, right? So I could be spending money on cigarettes and liquor every week. Could be worse. I could have a gambling problem. Right? At least I'm not like destroying my health. And you tell yourself the same thing. Right, you got to have something, right? You can prim and proper as soon as I get everything set up. I want to get that stuff at IKEA that I saw with those big pegboards where the lady had all the ribbons and stuff on it. Yeah, you have so many ideas when you see those. They had a lot of really good craft stuff tonight. You're not going to believe what they had. Hobby Lobby, Hobby Holly, Hobby Lobby. We all. That's what I say. I'm like, it could be worse. Could be buying cartons of cigarettes and scotch. These embellishments. I'll show you tomorrow. I'll do a haul tomorrow, Sassy. I've got 2 Dollar Tree hauls that I have to do. I'll just combine them. Does no one have a Big Lots? There is a Big Lots in Pennsylvania, and Kristen just sent it to me, but I haven't been able to watch the videos yet, Kristen, because I was out today. Oh no, prim and proper, but I'm just moving. I'm just starting it now. I'm trying to get everything done. Tell Jimmy to hurry up and move his butt. You've never been? I thought you told me, Danielle, that they had really, I thought the other day you were like, oh, they have such nice stuff at Big Lots. I thought you told me that the other day, like, oh, they have their full stuff out. Yeah, but like I have all these ideas. Sometimes I don't get to them, Alicia, but I'm trying to. Oh, I don't like Family Dollar, no. I don't even like Dollar General. There used to be another dollar store I liked that had like all name brand stuff, but they're not around anymore. I think it was like just $1 or something, but they're not around. Only one is Dollar Tree. They have a 99-cent Power that used to be good, but it's like not. Now it's Dollar Power. It's not good anymore. Not really. I mean, for some things, but not really. Yeah, I should do a live stream with the haul. All right, I'll try. You lived through. You've never been there? I don't really like. I don't think Big Lots has some great buys. I think their prices are high. I know I sound nuts, but I do. After Ollie's and stuff, Dollar General, I could just go right. Dollar General does not excite me at all. You've been crafting like crazy lately? Got these little tiny jars with these cork, and then they had adhesive cork, and they had these really cute, you know how you get the mini clothespins? They had a medium-sized clothespin. They're really nice for like little shadow boxes and stuff to put. And then they had another thing. They had a bunch of tiny little chalkboard hooks and things, really nice. And oh my gosh, they had so much stuff that they just got in. They had the aluminum letters for Christmas. Dollar Tree Annex, I know. You know what would be fun for me, Lisa? And this, like, if you ever told this to somebody, right? And then you know what I laugh at, Lisa, right? What the hell are those shoes? Like, they sound like Louis Vuittons, but they're not Louis Vuittons. They're like Louboutins or whatever the hell they are. And they're like, what? Like $800 a pair? Okay? You buy one of those and I can have fun like this. And I don't care about shoes like that like would kill my feet. I don't care about it. So, that's what I'm saying. And then I don't smoke, I don't drink, so I think I can do stuff. Louboutins, whatever the hell they are. I won't be buying them. I would never even buy them. It wouldn't be something that I would do. Yeah, not for me. Okay. But so I can have a lot more fun with stuff. That's how I tell myself. But what I would like to do, Lisa, is you know how you see these people? They go to like 3 different Dollar Trees. They live where they can go up 3 different Dollar Trees. You're the same, pay that much, and have them on, right? And they go to like 3 different ones, and they have like 10 minutes apart. But I would like to just go like the whole day. Like if there was a tour, wouldn't that be fun? That should be like a Mommy Ramblings tour for all the people that like them. They would get on a bus, and they would take us like up the East Coast, hitting every single Dollar Tree and doing live videos. Oh my gosh. That would be fun, yeah. You have so many near you, Jessica? That's crazy. Gosh, I gotta park. With great charity. Well, we saw a bunch of thrift. My sister likes more like thrift shops. She's like, oh, look at that. And then I'm like, no, they're not open. Don't, can't go there. Really? With 10 minutes? Wow. We did Michael Jones already. We are covering him. Rehab. Is it getting out of control, Diana? Your daughter was surprised? Hello, Hazel. So, I'm just surprised that he's not going to show up in court until the 22nd. Oh, boy. For $1. Sassy, I'm thinking of putting them in those houses or something. I got these little teeny tiny pearls too that I think I can fit through them. I'm gonna look for some ideas. They had a lot of stuff. They had a lot. You can't believe they had like these wooden little I know somebody's gonna make shadow boxes out of those. I know somebody is. Not like shadow boxes, but like that farmhouse kind of thing. I know they're gonna make like a little arrangement in there, like a little Christmas scene or something. I know they will. And I saw them, and then they're probably gonna be like, this is the sought after item. That's why I've always like wanted to go in there live, and I've said this before I even did this show, that I wanted to go, like, people to go to garage sales live so people could be like, get that. She doesn't know what that is. Pick it up now. That's worth so much money, or that's so sought after. People, like when you go around the Hot Wheel cars, like I never know, like I see like all the rare cars that these people are going nuts on, and I just pass them by because I don't have someone telling me like, oh my gosh, that's the one. Pick it up, right? So today I knew there were so many things those Dollar Tree addicts and the ones that make up all those DIYs would be going crazy for. I knew it. Like Mama Ames would be like, get that. That's everybody's looking for that. And I didn't. Because I need someone in my ear to say it. So, I don't know. Very crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Is it true he's been on the stand today, Lacey? I went through some of it, but I haven't finished all of it because I was away. He has not been crossed. He's tomorrow. Tomorrow's the cross on him. So you didn't miss that much. You have dollar stores there, Anna? So my 4 Dollar Trees that are near me have different items. That's why I need to go to all 4 every week. It's so funny because I was going to go before I met my sister, and then I could only go to ShopRite real fast. And then when I got back, because she made us go back so early, I had time to shop at the Dollar Tree over here. You just call all of them dollar stores, but the Dollar Trees restock the same items. But then there's certain items that are sought after, Alicia, like they're hard to find. People wish list items that these people put on YouTube. Wondering the difference between the dollar store and the Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is a chain, and they have certain brands like Crafter's Square and certain things, where most of the, like a lot of the dollar stores now, those are like, we don't even have them around us anymore, except for one, and it's Dollar Power, and so they're like, you know, hit or miss whether they're good. Or almost like a mom and pop, like, I don't know, or at least around us. And then there's the Dollar General, but that's all different kinds of it's not like a dollar store. It's horrendous. Garbage, Danielle says. No, Rehath. Why would we do that? You miss the early lives. What's the general feel? I don't know, Kindness Cake. I have to finish watching him on the stand. Rehath, are you looking at the fake wildlife? I think you're looking at the fake wildlife. We got rid of the fake wildlife. Can't wait to watch Todd after you say goodnight. I bet he squirmed. A $5 store? You mean the Five Below? Yes, it was a troll, Rehath. It's all right. You enjoy our study sessions. I have to get a 55-gallon tank for my turtle. No, $5 everything. That adds up fast. 5, 10, 15, 20. You'd be like, $5 everything. The fairy collection. You love the little animals. Michael J. Fox. He looks a lot better since they cleaned him up. That I will give you that. And he writes his notes and he shows them to his attorney. Turtle is moving on up. But I've got to find one that you can't buy 100 items at the $5 store. They could, Kindness Cake. YouTube is weird. That's why YouTube needs to verify profiles. It's like tree hammocks. Oh, yeah. And where is that? What state wildlife? It's called the $5 store? Is it just a small store, like, or is it a chain? You've been making homemade paper clay and making stuff for your fairy garden. Oh, is that like that lady on YouTube that makes, she has all these like crazy hedgehog villages, post offices. Have you ever seen her? In her house, it's crazy. Crazy, like, you know, nice, like unbelievable kind of crazy. Oh, Kansas. You don't know it's a good size store? You just made a fairy jar tonight? A fairy jar? What's a fairy jar, Pat? What do you do with a fairy jar? You put lights in it? Is that what you call a fairy jar? Those little string lights? Anna's so tired of clutter. It's not clutter if you like it. It's organized. I don't like clutter either, but I like organized craft things, which is what I'm trying to do. The other ones are pretty sucky. There is a difference in stock. Oh, I'm sure there is. Mason jar decoupage. Oh, speaking, that sounds great, Pat. You should send a picture. Where is Lisa? Lisa, I sent you a message in Slack, Lisa DiFiero. Please. I know you got back to me in Slack. but I was wondering about the decoupage. Please, 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 please look for an email from me like last week, please. That fairy isn't getting one. You sent her a message too? Good. Yes, Lisa DiFiero, come on out. There was somebody, I can't think. I'd like to see that, Pat L. Zoe's she's okay. I mean, she's not any better, not any worse. But she's not, I mean, she's not any better, not any worse. One day at a time. We'll see what happens. She sent me a message in Slack though, Alicia. She said, "Here I am," but then that was it. And then I had to send her. I don't know. We'll see. You can get some supplies there, Alicia. Yeah. Some people use the napkins that they have there. Where did Casbat go? She had to go to the rat race? I like cloth. I like cloth. I use cloth for day. Yeah. You didn't see her go? She went to work. I didn't see the rats. Usually she puts the rats on. She was on the bus early, you think, Evie? Hi, Evelyn. Oh, she went to the rat race? Did I make a zucchini lasagna? No, because I don't have big zucchinis. I made the fried zucchini, but I never put the video up because I'm behind. I don't know what I feel like tonight. You're making lasagna tomorrow? I need an answer for why do people say what? Oh, I'm almost 40,000 1,000. You've been on a roll with your acrylic paint pens? Oh, did you get? Oh yeah, they're good, right? You're off to see how your mom is? Okay. All right. Bye, Evie. Take care. Slack, well, we have a craft group in Slack. If you want to be in the craft group, Pet Nanny, just send me an email. You held back because my husband wasn't better and he wanted to enjoy it. So I said, oh, aren't you sweet? Sometimes. You made dal with naan bread yesterday. What is dal? But why the K? Because it's a shortcut. You know, like 60K, 60,000. It's just short. It's just a shorthand. It's easier, right? Instead of writing all the zeros, you just write 60K. He does, yeah. So you got it. Okay, you're good, Danielle. Our neighbor, the one that's building the house, moved a shed from, you don't even understand. He moved a shed from down below up towards the road. I said to Jimmy, how did he do that? He goes, I think he got a crane. I said, he had a crane? He goes, well, I think he had an excavator or something do it. I know, that's what I said. They moved it today while I was gone. Jimmy was out there he told me he was taking screws and nuts out of the sheds. When do they meet? Well, you could talk anytime you wanted them once you're in them. We're trying to get 2 more craft projects with the apple cake. And Kristen, if you're listening to me about the apple cake, I'm good now. I mean, I'm good. It's all good. And then the decoupage, and then tomorrow somebody remind me to get the craft house supplies up. I'm gonna write it to myself. Supplies, the craft houses, and then the snow babies. They're still on my deck, Susan. Let's not talk about it. You sent me the fairy. All right, let me see. I'll see if it's. Hang on. I'm getting a little hungry. Okay. Oh, I see. So you, oh my gosh. Okay, and you also did like is that like a Dollar Tree thing that you did with the three? You made that boo thing that's an upside down flower pot, right? Oh, you're very crafty there, Pat. Pat, were you in our painting? Were you in the Mama Ames? I don't think so, right? Hold on, I'm trying to get the picture to download here. Oh, and I gotta show you Margie's thing. Margie's thing she made. Margie's logo she made for me. Margie's thing, you know what I mean. Hold on, for some reason, why is this doing this to me? It's not letting me, hang on. Why won't it let me? There we go. Here she took a flower pot, you put it upside down. Did you get these? I saw these at Michael's, I think, right? And then that's the lid, right? And then you put something on the top. A little knob or something. And this is like, is this like a vase or something? Oh, look, you did do the Mama Ames. It's right here. Oh, look, she did the Mama Ames. I'm just trying to get Margie's thing now. Ooh, grilled cheese. Stop talking like that. I think I'm gonna have some toasted Italian bread in a minute. Okay, now, it's 4 o'clock already. I'm gonna show you what Margie made. She says I have to go in and add the font on it. So I'm gonna do that, but I'll show you what she made so far. She worked really hard. There was a lot of sketches on it. So we're supposed to put font up here, and it'll go on something on. I've got to get stuff together. We've got a lot, yeah. Let's see what else. What else do I have? Let me see. Oh boy, what else do I have? I don't know why one side of my hair looks longer than the other. Okay, so somebody else sent something. Let me see. Well, I was looking for. Okay, so Kathy, I got your address, and I got Kathy's address. Wildlife. I don't think I have your address, but I have. Oh, we have another video from Gumshoe Graham. You want to see it? So wait, I have Carla's address. I have it. Carla, see, I'm losing my mind tonight. Carla's address, and now I have, who did I just say? Kathy. I need wildlife. And we've got another video from Gumshoe about the neighbors. You want to see it? Let me pull it over.
Little baby stars. It was on the news. I saw
That's
that.
the trailer.
That's really sad.
But the thing is, the landlord, he was clearing it out.
That's the weird thing.
How did it smell that?
Right around the time that they smelled it, and then he was gone. She didn't realize they were gone yet.
Until I saw the
She saw the
landlord cleaning the
landlord
trailers.
like cleaning out the trailer.
Gumshoe's good. Gumshoe's gonna be. You're good, Gumshoe.
I think something that's really weird too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what the heck?
Right.
But you assume it's the landlord. You don't know who their landlord is.
It could have been their handyman.
Yeah.
Oh, the maintenance.
Somebody
Yeah.
has to do
Because
with
there's
the
somebody in the
rental.
trade pickup truck.
So she said we owns all 3 of these.
Yeah.
These 3 are all owned by the same person. So.
This trailer, before these people lived in there, it caught on fire with the previous renters.
Oh.
And
See, Gumshoe Graham is good. You see how she goes like that? Oh, see, she draws it out of people. And she must look very friendly and very nice. She's very slick, Danielle.
So I was like, damn, and all of a sudden they're living there. I didn't even know he left until I saw the guy.
People are just throwing information. She's not even saying anything hardly, right? They're just giving her, just throwing her
A month
information.
of eviction notice because there was too much time on rent.
But that was just something you heard about after you read that.
Right.
That you didn't have personally.
Right, but you did smell the smell. Only one day, or was it multiple
It
days?
was just one day, and I think that was the day we left.
She's a natural. I know she's
Maybe
good.
they were all in the house.
And was it like in the breeze? Like we're standing here now, would you?
Maybe there might have been something dead in the trees.
All they do is walk out the door, get in the car, back out and leave. So between the door and their car is where they smelled this smell.
Oh, I see what you're saying. See,
It was just in the air.
it was lingering here in the air.
But by the time she got
But it was
home,
potent. And it didn't, when I came back home, the smell was still there, but it was just a lingering smell. It wasn't potent
it wasn't like
anymore.
really super.
It wasn't as obnoxious as
Right.
it was in the
Which
morning.
makes sense, because if he
Yeah.
had her in the van, then he left, then you wouldn't have that.
Do you think he took all the kids and the mother at the same time? Do you?
Yeah, because
Well, once
he
they
didn't
left,
really,
you never saw the van again.
Yeah,
right?
once they left,
it was
I never saw
gone.
it.
I mean, they
So
were
he. I
gone. So
said
yeah,
it
he
and
must have.
see, I walked outside because my sister, she got in trouble.
you got the heebie-jeebies.
See, she's telling her
now?
about her sister got in trouble for something.
What, the neighbors?
No.
No, her sister, this Saturday night, I got a phone call that her youngest sister, not this one,
Yeah,
got in trouble at Walmart for taking something.
Yeah.
That's besides the point, but
But I
she
got-
saw a cop sitting out in the front of her yard.
So she got nervous.
So she's like, Grandma, did you tell them where I live? And I'm like, no. And
I called
she
her.
goes, well, there's a cop sitting out in my yard for 20 minutes. And I said, well, go ask him what's going on. You know, he's in your yard. Well, when she went out and asked him, he said that he had a report of some missing people, and he was looking and he was asking her.
Yeah.
Was this paper always here?
No, they put that up there. The people who were forensic people, I think they put it up.
Oh, okay.
But what had happened was I was talking to the sheriff, and he's like, "Do you know that there's a woman who lives here?" I said, "I think so, because I mean, I saw her, but I don't really see her. I just think there was one there because
She didn't give her
there
name.
was kids, and I saw her the first time, and I saw her head coming out, but I never really saw her face." He was like, "Oh, okay, well, he said, can you?" He said, "Do you know where they are?" I said, "No." I said, "They moved about a week and a half ago." And he
And
said,
this was
"They
on
moved?"
Saturday, they moved about a week and a
Yeah,
half.
he didn't
ago. That's
know
when
this
she
yet.
saw that.
This Saturday.
This Saturday would have been like a week and a half, so a little before that Saturday.
Yeah, so I told him, I said, "No."
About 2 weeks from now,
I said
but
they
at the
moved
time.
like a week and a half ago. And he said, "Really?"
Sure,
I said,
Angel
"Yeah."
Kelly.
Do you know where the whereabouts are right now? I said, "No." I said, "But," I said, I didn't even know they left until I saw a landlord clearing it out. I was like, "Do you have a number to the landlord?" I said, "No, but they have the same landlord over here, so you should go and ask them." So he asked them for the number, and then he called the landlord, and the landlord let them in. But the next day, I was at my grandma's house, and my boyfriend was still home, and he sent me a picture of the forensics van. was
Yeah, they
there.
had the forensics van there on Sunday, so they, well, probably once the landlord let them in that night, they must have smelled something.
Yeah,
So-
Oh my word.
Because they were, before the landlord let them in, she said they had flashlights, so they were
They
trying
were
to
trying
look
to
in
look in
there
the
to
window to see
see.
if anyone was still there.
But
Where were these two going? Like,
But
she's
they
got
were
like her
quiet.
purse
You never
on.
heard music,
Oh,
or you
except
never.
for you said that Jose once heard him screaming really bad at the kids.
Yeah.
Jose.
One time, I
Oh,
never
wow.
heard it, but my boyfriend said that one day he felt really bad because he heard one day a little girl. He had a little girl.
Right.
And I don't know if it was just one he was yelling at or two, because he made it sound like there was more than one.
Yeah.
He says that he was like yelling, "Shut the F up," at the little girl, like getting really mad at her and screaming. And my boyfriend felt, it was enough for my boyfriend to feel bad for the little girl.
But
Right.
you know, you don't want to get involved. And
No.
At that point, it's just a neighbor, you know, being a neighbor.
But it was outside.
Outside.
The man was outside with the children.
He
With
said
at
he was
least one or
outside.
two kids,
Yeah,
but
and
not
he
the
was yelling
mom.
at them. Yeah, not the
I
mom.
wonder where the mom was all that time, because she never saw
But
her.
I read something in the very beginning
That the
that
sister
the mom
said-
had back surgery or something.
No,
So-
the guy did.
It
I
was
read
him?
it was a guy thing, yeah.
Oh,
I love these. These two are great.
All right, well, then
She
I
should have
didn't
taken
read
them
it.
to like an
I thought
IHOP
so.
or
I
something.
thought, okay, that makes sense. She moved in, she's recuperating.
He put it in one
So
of his
there's a
photos.
good reason for her not to be seen in the beginning, but are you positive?
Yeah.
They would have been really
Did
good
they
with some
say
coffee
he
and
was
pancakes and
working?
stuff.
Did anyone hear?
No, but I looked at his Facebook and it said that he was working. It said that
One
he
of them's
was,
all ready to go.
He was like a,
She got her bag on and
kind of more
everything.
Like he made like doors, like he painted doors and made stuff out of wood and things like that.
Huh.
But
She's been checking a lot of stuff out. You should have her help.
I know. Well, I don't typically do this, but I followed the cases like crazy, and I told the neighbors over there, I said, I just came back from Texas, and I said, I'm gonna go right down by where the town is. I can't say it right. Ocala?
Ocala. Ocala is north of
But
here.
that's how they report it
Yeah,
as. But
it's
it's really, this is,
Summerfield.
is this like a village of Ocala? Is
It's
that?
just another little town.
It's just
Just
another-
first Summerfield, then Bellevue,
It
then
has a
Ocala.
post office. It's a little.
Oh,
it's
it's
a small town or a small.
Do you have a Dollar
So
Tree
I-
around?
I'm gonna stop on the way down, because do you follow, Scott?
No.
He's an attorney in Colorado and he does true crime. So I'm gonna submit footage to him and see what he wants to use, if anything. And there's another woman called Mummy Ramblings. Have you seen that on YouTube? If you go
No,
on YouTube,
you go on YouTube.
you put in
Put in Mommy
a
Rambling.
couple of different true crime things, they'll come up. And that's why, and that's how I found out a lot about the Watts case and then this. No, I was visiting in Texas. I'm living here in Florida, but I'm on the West Coast, the East Coast,
What part?
Merritt Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm on that island, and I was just crossing through to go home. I got my kitty, I got the air on. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw your vehicle when I came down the road because you were right out on the
Yeah, I
road
was
over
talking
here.
to those
Yeah.
people. Because their number, this number, is over there.
Oh, it's the same number, just a different street.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you want this to go on YouTube? If
This part, what I'm about to tell you, is kind of not facts or anything. It's more
Right.
superstition stuff.
right?
But it's weird because the first renters here, their house caught on fire. And then the ones, they were here before we moved here. We've lived here for 2.5 years. And the first people, their house caught on fire. And then they had to leave because, I mean, you couldn't live in it.
Right.
And then,
The smoke,
yeah,
really.
then the next people who lived here killed his whole family. And the number of the trailer was 6. So for me, yeah, but
Oh, what? Oh, you mean it's
Oh,
units?
I see what she's saying.
Oh, I see what you're saying. And I went to the trailer on the other side that has the same identical number.
Yeah.
Behind here.
Yeah.
And I thought it was that house, and I said, no. Who left the flowers in the,
that was here today. I don't know.
She didn't know. I noticed it when I came in. She didn't realize it was there.
Yeah, because
How come there's no crime scene tape around the trailer? Diana, it was sent in to me by one of our roving reporters, Gumshoe Graham.
Because this is your
This is
granddaughter.
my daughter's daughter.
Oh, okay, so I see. Yes. Yeah, well, I'm glad you're talking to me, and I'm going to see if, his name is Scott Reich, and he does a true crime
How do you
video.
spell it? R-E-I-C-H-E?
You're very close. Reisch. Excuse me. Yeah, it's like a German spelling or something. He does a true crime on YouTube, and he's covered the Chris Watts, and he's right in Colorado, so it made it nice for him to do the Chris Watts case. So I said, I'm going to stop by.
Because you're right here.
I'm
on
coming
75
through.
and
Yes, and I'm gonna see if I can talk to some neighbors and get an idea of the neighbor. It seems so quiet and so passive.
That's why you would have never thought something like that happened.
It is always quiet here. I mean, you know, they're rundown homes, but people are trying to get by, and everybody's pretty quiet around here.
But rundown home means cheaper rent.
Well, exactly. That's why they're here. you know?
Right, exactly.
And nobody lives in here now?
No, they do.
Oh, there are people there? Oh.
I wonder if
They're very
I'm
close.
surprised the police didn't talk to Andrew. He lives back there. He has a 12-year-old daughter.
Well, the cop never really asked me anything because he only
He
asked me because I
didn't?
came inside to
No,
ask.
you know more than they know from what she just told.
Yeah.
About the smell? They never heard?
They never asked me any of that.
About anything.
They just walked. The detective left the card. And
That smell is
When he
very...
left the card for you to call him, or just?
call him, and I called him and left a voicemail, and nobody ever called
Oh,
me back.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's not
Well,
right.
maybe they're just trying to get through it. His first appearance is tomorrow.
And so what is happening?
So they brought him back, and which you saw
From Georgia.
But tomorrow he'll have first appearance where
In Ocala.
In Ocala, yeah. I happen to work at the courthouse, just coincidentally.
Oh, wow.
So I know.
Oh,
because
this
the
is-
news, every news organization, including CNN and everybody else, has been in touch with our.
But you don't know.
Office.
Because they're all
She doesn't know
wanting
Mommy
to
Ramblings or
footage
Scott.
and everything, so.
So he'll have his first appearance, and what will happen then?
Hardly anything.
Right.
He's gonna plead not guilty, or he probably won't even say
anything.
except for if he wants a lawyer, which likely he will. And that's it. It'll probably take 2 minutes. It won't really be. It'll be very uneventful unless something
Night, Danielle.
You know what's
crazy happens.
weird though is it's like not weird, but when I spoke to him, he was really he looked tough and like kind of cold-hearted. Like he had a tough face.
Yeah.
But he looked like he was trying to be nice. Like he was trying.
Like
he was forcing.
trying to be nice.
Yeah, like
He really
forcing.
should be.
Oh.
But his voice sounded tough, kind of like.
Yeah.
But he was trying to be nice, and when I
On the comfort level, how comfortable were you with him?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
So I wasn't.
Yeah.
10 being very comfortable, 1 being not comfortable at all.
No, not really. It just seemed like a neighbor. Just-
Right,
Is that
exactly.
your cat?
Is that the cat?
How did you get out?
I saw the cat out. I thought.
Uh-oh. The cat got out.
And she is not going to like me to apprehend her. Layla?
That's Gumshoe Graham's cat. Oh, no. Imagine if Gumshoe Graham's lost her cat.
You can't be out. You just can't be out alone. Thank you. I wasn't even. Okay, now you're going to be on the YouTube video. Oh, did they have a dog? There's dog.
Uh-oh, there's dog poop.
When was the last time you saw their dog?
Like right around the same time that I saw when I had a conversation.
I wonder if the dog.
Watch out for fire ants, Gumshoe Graham.
Because remember the Chris Watts case? That
Oh,
was
dear.
the issue that the only surviving
She's
member
really
of the
pushing that Chris
household
Watts case,
was
isn't she?
that dog, Dieter.
About a dog being with him or anything, so I don't know. There's been no talk about a dog.
I wonder where the dog is. And you said it was a thousand. How could someone that can't afford their rent over $1,000?
What kind of dog did she say it was?
This is Layla, by the way.
What kind of dog did she say?
Escaping. I left it a job because sometimes these newer vehicles will lock. She's running.
She's
I
running.
was running so that the air was on. And so I'm afraid if I shut the door completely, I'll lock myself out with her in it. So she pushed it open. But she knows she isn't supposed to be.
That's like the oldest ploy. I'm looking for my cat that's lost.
Unbelievable.
Graham had his cat too to get lost.
I called my mother 2 days ago and I said, "What are you doing? Oh, I'm reading about that poor woman and her 4 kids." I said, "Well, listen to this. Your, great-great-granddaughter lives directly across the street from it." And she's like, "Oh my God,
What is it with the rise of the family annihilator? Oh, she does not like us. She has a lot of freedom, and because we were traveling, she lost her freedom. This is Layla, and she's named. I was going to tell you, she's named after George Emerson's girlfriend, Layla. That song. Yeah, that song, Layla.
had a dog that looked like that, but a little bit dark." Yeah, it's true. You will start
Sneezing.
Oh, yeah.
But our cat was more brighter orange, but
Yeah, he
it
had
looked
stripes.
almost exactly like
We think that is our cat, Graham.
Yeah.
She's a Maine Coon, and how you can tell is they got the letter M. That's what they call it. I can't, if she'll agree to turn around. Do you see?
Yeah, I see it.
That's how you can identify a Maine Coon.
I never knew that.
Yeah. And they're nice cats, but my granddaughter, she's a teenager now, but when she was little, she used to hold Layla like this because she had lost a cat to the road and got killed. So she made her like kind of like a prisoner. So she has that kind of leave me alone. Yeah, because
I want my freedom again.
exactly. Boy, this cat, all her babyhood was staying holding her with her elbow, like she wouldn't let her go because she thought she was going to go out on the road.
Yeah, I can understand.
Yeah, so Layla, her personality is a little bit different.
Well, George didn't like you to hold him, but we could pet him. He would come up and, like pet him, but as soon as you pick them up,
You
slow
cross
it out of your
the
hand.
cat, the dog's face, and try to eat it.
What do you think should happen to this guy? Do you guys have any opinion? Yeah, because Florida has it.
I am not necessarily a death penalty
Advocate,
Having
yeah.
said that, if there's a reason for the death penalty, it's for people that do stuff like this. If there's any reason for someone to get it, it would be for people that do this kind of stuff.
See, it's so sick though.
Kill
So,
multiple people,
what
do that.
I
So-
don't understand, they said that 2 weeks ago, for 2 weeks, they said that the lady was, they said the family of the lady said that they dropped off the 2 little girls. He dropped the 2 little girls off at grandma's house because the lady was sick. He said that the lady was sick, but the sister of the lady thinks that he might have did something to the lady while they were staying in the house. But then he brought a little girl back to him too. So
I gotta go.
Well, thank you very much, guys.
Take her to
I
IHOP.
really appreciate it. So, are you both agreeable if it goes on YouTube without names or addresses or anything like that?
not my face though, right?
No, we know your face.
It would.
Yeah. No, you look nice.
You look nice. See if Graham's got it. You look.
Ugly.
No, you look nice.
Thank
You're very beautiful camera.
Thank you.
And her voice is nice.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. So, yeah, it's me that's behind the camera because I haven't been in Bates since yesterday. I've been on Texas takes. I drove.
I've drove there before.
Yes.
It's like 15 hours.
Right, but I've stopped a million times. I can't do that.
Yeah, I can understand.
Well, thank you and good luck tomorrow at the courthouse.
Yeah. So watch it, it'll be on everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Wait, I think it's at, we're gonna take him first. So, I think it's scheduled for 9-ish. So I'm sure, because they'll have the news crew in there for his part, and then they're gonna go out and feed it to the station, so it'll probably be.
Evie, maybe you typed too many characters.
It's gonna be the court. I'd like to come. Do they have open court there?
The way that they do it here is they keep them at the jail and the judges at the courthouse, so it's by video.
Right.
So you really wouldn't be able to.
No, but what about the trial?
Oh.
If there is one.
Yeah, when the trial comes, yes, it's open court, but it all depends on how it plays out, because if it's something with big enough interest, just like Casey Anthony, they gave out like tickets or something, so, because not everybody could go, not everybody could fit.
Where was her trial?
Orlando.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you're familiar with that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, disgusted.
So that,
Disgusted. Her and Jody area.
if and when that time comes, there'll be a big interest, so they'll probably, you may or may not get in there. They had people wrapping around the building in Orlando, I remember showing on the news, waiting to get in to watch her trial.
Right.
So, only so many people could fit, because they gotta have room for the press, room for, so many people, the public, they gotta have room for the family members, so, and none of our courtrooms are humongous, so.
Did they say where any of her family might live? Are they local or?
I think her mom was local. They said they didn't see her because she was in the, well, I assume she was local.
I'm assuming she's local too because she said she didn't see her daughter in the 15s.
Yeah. And he supposedly was texting them back.
With her phone.
They thought they were talking to her.
So that's why they didn't record it. It's fast.
Right, but it was the a suspicion when there was no postings on Facebook.
Yeah, they said they didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was like, it said Thursday. Thursday was the old woman's birthday. And she
What date was that, do you know?
November 12th. Friday was the 13th, just this past
September.
So on that day, she didn't post for his birthday. The sister thought, okay, there's something wrong, because she never would not post about her son's birthday on Facebook. And then I don't know what she did next, but from Thursday to Saturday, by Saturday is when the cops were here doing the check.
I can't. Why don't they have police tape around the trailer?
Apparently, my grandma said
Oh.
it was in
Georgia?
And that's what they found.
Yeah, she was divorced from the oldest children's father, in Lake County, the next county down.
Yeah?
Is the fact that he got caught on 14th traffic accident.
Yeah?
But he said that right before the accident, that's when he got on the bodies.
Right before.
And it's weird that he even kept the woman's body. Why he kept it?
Uh-oh. What happened, Gumshoe? That was like right when it was getting interesting. Hold on, I think she might have sent... that was right when... That's right what we wanted to hear. Hold on. Let me see. We have one more from Gumshoe. Let me see. Is this... Wait. Let me see. Oh, we have another one from Gumshoe. Hang on. From the same people. So maybe she had to just go into another video.
Neighborhood. And
This was the beginning.
right behind Andrew's house. They got a.
Ooh.
They got a.
What do they got?
A sweet, an angel. And I don't have anything. Okay. So this is the trailer that the
Why doesn't it have police tape
four
on it?
children and the mother lived in. So sad.
What is that?
Andrew lives right in.
Andrew. We missed Andrew. She's on first name basis with the people.
Some type of carriage. They got the.
Why wouldn't they take the carriage in for evidence? Does anybody understand this?
Here's the air conditioner. Here's a baby carriage.
Evie, what's wrong?
And it looks like maybe a vessel to.
Why wouldn't they have this roped off? Why wouldn't they have taken this stuff?
Yes. It's some type of little water pool. And here's some neighbors coming out.
Is anybody finding this a little weird that they didn't take that stuff?
My battery's going low. Here's their backyard that Andrew said he used to see the children playing in. And mind you, this is Florida. It could have,
No, just send it to me,
So,
Pat. Send me
snakes.
a reminder about it.
especially when they're skirting like this, you have. a
I don't get
propensity-
this.
There's a dish.
Why shouldn't they? I don't know.
And we're back around the other side of the house. I'm gonna put my camera up there and see if it can take any of inside the house. I'm not sure if it can. Another sealed off.
This is really weird. What is that in there? Is that a rabbit? Oh no, it's a log.
And here it is, inside the house. Here's the stairs.
What's that? Why didn't they go around here? What is that? What is that thing over there? Oh, I thought it was a,
Children's
what, popsicles?
the little drinks, berry singles to go, a berry punch. Very, very sad. This is the neighborhood, very forested. Here it is.
I can't believe it doesn't have crime scene tape on it.
The street.
Graham, watch out! She scared me. I thought she felt. Careful, you have like flip flops on.
The number that the other neighbor behind wants to change is the same number. House directly behind. No.
Just checking it out.
No, I'm
Gumshoe Graham.
stalking because I'm affiliated with true crime channels on YouTube. And so I'm gonna submit some video to some of the people that do true crime on.
She was just, my granddaughter was just telling me that she was on some kind of Facebook page or some kind of true crime or something that maybe she was
on?
pardon me, she goes on it. She's
Oh, she goes on to,
the true
yeah.
crime Facebook page.
Yeah.
She said.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't know
what
if
we
that's the
do.
same people.
It's YouTube.
Yeah.
It's YouTube. Did you know them at all?
She was there.
Okay.
She had met the man and seen a couple of the kids before, but they weren't outside a whole lot, she said. And she remembers seeing the woman, getting out of the van when they first moved in and stuff, but she really didn't.
And then they hadn't been here that long, correct?
She could tell you.
Which one is your
The one in the blue. Vanessa.
Nike shirt? Oh, the blue
Yeah,
shirt.
oh, sorry, they're both blue.
Yeah.
Vanessa, can you talk to this lady for a minute?
Come on, talk to the strangers. Hurry up. Just tell her everything.
No names have to be on it. Hi. I'm just stopping by because I'm involved with watching and supplementing YouTube true crime channels. She said that you were watching something
Oh my goodness.
on Facebook, or I do on YouTube, and there was a murder similar to this last year, and
Right around the same time? I know.
Miss Watts, she knows.
About that, she wrote that.
I
She
wrote
thought
the
it was
same
weird
thing.
that it
I
happened.
took a screenshot of when he killed them, and I saw. I was over here checking my mail one day, and I came because I get food stamps.
Yeah.
So I was checking for my document. So this is why I remember the day, because it was right around.
the 3rd of the month,
Say
maybe?
between the 5th and the 8th.
Oh, that's when the stamps come?
No, she was waiting for a letter for them about
Yeah,
something.
Oh.
I had to send more
So
information.
she'd been
Right.
checking her mail just because she was
Right.
expecting a letter.
And my son was over here in the gate, and he started screaming. And I'm like, why is he screaming? I thought that maybe he was going to get by ants, and I turned around, and the guy had a puppy. So the puppy came over and ran over, because I guess he had just got home, and the puppy ran away from him.
Yeah.
And my son was playing with his puppy. And that's the first time I ever had a conversation with him, and I told him, I said, hi, how are you? He's like, I'm good, how are you? And I was like, I'm good. And he's like, I said, is that your puppy? He's like, yeah. And I started asking him because the puppy was cute, and I told him, how much did you pay for it? It was a little over $1,000. I'm like, oh, never mind, because I was going to get that for my son, because it was small, so it was a good thing for him.
Right.
And because it was a
Over
purebred.
1,000.
It was a purebred. Yeah, it was like one of those pugs, I think, with the, they were a little tiny. They don't get much bigger than this.
Right, like a kitty cat.
Yeah, and he was like,
You
yeah.
asked him how many children he had.
Yeah, so first he asked me, is that your only? I said, yeah, it's my only. He's like, how old is he? I was like 2. I said, you have any? He's like, yeah, I have 6 kids. He said 6. I said, really? Because it struck me off because I never seen this.
Right.
Only time I ever saw the whole family was when they first moved in. And I was like telling my boyfriends we were coming down the street and they were getting out of the vehicle. I said, this looks like they look like a happy family.
When was that? When did they move in?
I don't really remember.
Couple months
3 to
ago?
6 months.
Right, okay.
Yeah. It's such a big gap because
It
I
had
had
to be at
members.
least 3 months, because you said that they were 3 months behind already.
Yeah, exactly. And
So-
I did, I guess. I saw that on Facebook though. I didn't
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and so I talked to him, and it struck me on because he had like 6 kids, he said, and I never seen him playing outside. And I forgot about
Don't you see him outside?
Yeah, he said, yeah. He said, don't you ever see them? They always run
She said
around.
6
I
kids,
said,
yes,
"No, I
wildlife.
never see them." But I have work night shift, so I'm always sleeping half the day.
Right, right.
He probably was outside when we
He never saw me, the back, whoever he is, right behind, he didn't see them much either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, right, exactly.
So tell her the one thing that you thought was weird that you said happened like the last few weeks. About back then.
Oh, yeah.
What was he doing?
What happened was when we first moved in here.
What was he
I
doing?
So I opened
Thanks,
the-
Lisa.
Why, what was the
It was
vehicle?
a white van. It was a really nice van. And I have a vehicle like that.
Okay, so okay. I got caught with my snacks. She said 6 kids. Gumshoe Graham is pretty good. I'm worried about her a little bit because she's running around by herself. She needs a partner, I think. Right? Mark my words that someone is going to see that, and someone is going to say that I sent Gumshoe Graham there and it was dangerous and it was unethical, and they're going to say that. Mark my words. For the record, I didn't send Gumshoe Graham there. Not at all. She needs a partner, though. I think with a partner, she could go far. We could get a logo for, if she takes that trailer around, we should get a logo for the trailer, maybe a wrap for it. It says like on location, Gumshoe Graham for... Right. I think Gumshoe, because she's pretty good. I think if she would have taken those 2 to like a IHOP or a Chick-fil-A, she would have gotten a lot out. Ooh, my cat got out. That's what she probably uses a lot. My cat got out. There are yeah. She's good at getting information because she probably looks very friendly and like, and then she always does that like, ooh, really? What happened? Did you? Oh, you know, she does that. And then they want to just keep feeding her stuff. Yeah, she's a rambler. That's how we got it. She came in the other night and told me about these, that she was sending me the videos. You was thinking this could be a new avenue? We haven't thought about it. If a rambler lives close, they could do a... Right, Lisa. I've said that before, but I got flack. You got to get those kids off on the bus. You're too long here. If I say mark my words, what happened, Jeanette? Oh, mark my words, yeah. It usually is. Well, yeah. You're right, Wildlife. Hi, people. Hi, people she interviewed. That if you want to come on and call in and tell us some stuff, feel free to call in. Send me an email. The email address is in the video description. They'll say, yeah, right. I just can't believe there's not crime scene tape at all. You know what Jimmy said? Jimmy said that, you know how at the Watt House, right? Right after it happened, there was from the get-go, right? News teams 24/7 there with the big lights even at night. You know what it is? It just might be, and this is what he said, it's all about the class, right? And really, money, right? The house, the way they looked, and all of that is true. It's absolutely true. Absolutely. If this took place in like a house like the Watts in, say, like some very, very ritzy part of Florida, that you wouldn't get near that house. Not at all. They would be roped off. They would have police there. They would have, you remember the Watts? They had police watching the house. Nobody got near it. Right? Absolutely. You watched one of those, you thinking of Robbie? Yeah. Oh, a Maine Coon cat? Oh, okay. It's a crime scene still. It should be roped off, but there's a difference, right? And also, they rented those trailers, right? So, but yeah, I don't know. It was empty. Still, it could have evidence in it though, Pat, even if it's empty, right? It could have DNA evidence in it. It could have evidence of all kinds of things. I don't understand how they left the stroller there, and I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. All of that should have been collected. Right, well, yeah. Signs of a struggle, maybe a nail mark, maybe something in the wall. Yeah, Susan, I don't know. Yeah, I know. I understand, Puffy. Well, I don't understand why they're not. I don't know. I know that, Kathy, but still, they should have got the evidence. But they didn't even take the stroller, Deb, on the move. Hennessy, that's what I've read, that they said that that's where they occurred. I don't know. you know what? Were any of those neighbors interviewed by the police or anything? Right? Were any of them interviewed? Did that girl say she was interviewed by the police? Right, wildlife, yep. They should have taken the stroller. They should, yeah. But they can't think like that, though, Deb on the Move. I can't, I mean, I don't understand that. Diana, it's something that was on a Facebook page of his mother. Someone said, were those the two that were expecting the baby or something? And I don't think she answered, but she very well could have been, because there was another mention about her getting pregnant as well. But we haven't seen anything confirmed. I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird that they didn't. No, they weren't. She said that she called the police, and yeah, isn't that crazy? Yes, that's where he had the U-Haul. Now, did Gumshoe Graham ask which neighbor reported that about the U-Haul? Remember the neighbor that was in the paper? Deb, how do you know they already did? Yeah, Robert Wagner, huh? I don't know. I think it's weird. I think it's weird. Yeah, we've got to go. It's been fun, but it's time to go. Gumshoe Graham, if you're still on location, I don't know. All right. Be careful. Thanks for the videos, Gumshoe Graham. And be careful. You need like a sidekick to watch you. Like you need, I don't know. All right. It's time to go. All right. Yeah, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. No. Okay. All right. Thank you to our moderators, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you all for coming. It's only 10, your night's young for you there, Denise. All right, but it's early morning a.m. and we haven't, those of us that have not gone to bed yet, it's still late at night. So, hold on a minute. I can't see anything. All right, good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow.